I really got to look at Tom Thibodeau for this one, man. Questionable coaching decisions all around. And I mean, we could start with the easy one. We're getting way too many minutes. Way too many minutes. For a guy that didn't really have it, Thibs' postgame is saying that he wants some hustle, rebound, all those things above. And while Hart did rebound, the turnovers, the lack of defense was just horrible. Absolutely horrible. I'm shocked that he even got 36 minutes for how bad he was playing tonight. I'm shocked, but I'm also not shocked because I know Thibs loves to believe in his guys and let them try to work things out and believes that they'll maybe bounce back. But Josh Hart, man, I just don't know how you allow a guy, and I love Josh, awesome player, gives a lot of effort, but tonight just clearly was not having it. He's been struggling this series, and Thibs just leans in on letting him be out there and continue to struggle instead of recognizing, hey, let me go back to that second unit. Let me put Deuce McBride in. Let me go to somebody else who's giving me more of a contribution. And on top of that, give you some more efficient shooting. And we just didn't get that tonight. And I truly wonder how these decisions impact the locker room. And I'm not saying that the locker room is, in turmoil or anything like that. But we all know players know. We all know who's in rhythm, who's not in rhythm. And we all know the thoughts that go through guys' minds on the bench and in the locker room. Why didn't I get more minutes? Why didn't I get a little more shine, especially when I had it going? You can look at Mitchell Robinson. You can look at Wright, who was having to go into. I know he missed a couple of layups or shots, whatever you want to say. But he was impacting the game by getting steals, being a steady hand, playmaking, all that stuff. And instead, we continue to rely on Josh Hart. And with guys who recognize this, I just wonder, how does that lead into the next series where you got to question what the coach is thinking out there, what he's seeing? Now, I'm not, once again, I'm not saying the locker room's in turmoil. I'm just saying from a player's perspective. Because if you played sports, you looking at your teammates like, yo, man, why is he out there when I gave you some good minutes? I just hope that isn't the case. But, hey, guys are going to be thinking about that.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's so frustrating, the up and down relationship with this head coach. So frustrating because when you think he's out of the woodworks, when you think that we finally have figured something out, which I thought game 3, we finally figured something out. We finally figured somewhat of a formula, somewhat of a recipe to attack and play with a team that extends their roster, plays their bench. And Haliburton told you from the post game of game 3, we're going to come out game 4. We're going to come out faster. We're going to come out and attack. And this slow paced game you guys saw tonight will not be how we're going to play game 4. He literally told you how they were going to play tonight. And to see how game 3 went, I don't care about the box score tonight. I honestly could do the full show without statistics. I don't care about the box score tonight because if we're going to go based off that, then Josh Hart had a double-double, and it might have been the worst statistical double-double I have ever seen. You know how they always come up with these stats. This player is the first player to ever do this, and that. This player is the second player in the NBA history. It's always like on the positive end of statistics. Well, we need to come up with this player is the first player in NBA history to have the worst 12-11 game. And put Josh Hart right in there. Give him the Hall of Fame trophy of the worst double-double I have ever seen. And a lot of it was trash numbers. Just look at Mikal Bridges, last, what he typically does with the last garbage numbers, makes his numbers end up looking more professional with his 17 points, with those garbage numbers there at the end. But I don't care about the numbers tonight. Tonight is a simple eye test game. Just watch the game. Watch the flow of the game. Watch the rhythm of the game. Watch the turning points of the game. And when I look at it from that perspective, I have no idea what in the world this head coach was looking at from an eye test standpoint. Because most of these coaches, they're going off, they're right there. It's not like they're looking at a box score every single minute. They're going off the rhythm of the game, the feel of the game, possession to possession. And yet, we clearly provided a blueprint in game 3, albeit through foul trouble of Deuce McBride. And he comes out tonight and he plays Wright 7, almost 8 minutes in the first half. And then you play Wright less than 2 minutes in the second half. What was that about?
Craziness.
And the non-ball talkers are going to be like, I can't believe JD started the show talking about Wright, because that's the same people that were laughing at those type of takes before they actually saw Wright busting his ass and playing defense and getting steals and being a steady point guard. Did you not see when he was on the court how things just seemed steady? How the offense seemed organized. And he wasn't getting the assists. But when you see Josh Hart coming out here and doing the nonsense that he does, doesn't Wright feel like a sigh of relief? Because he's not going to do some of the dumb stuff that Josh Hart does, where he thinks he's Chris Paul throwing at Blake Griffin, understanding Mitchell Robinson isn't Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan, but he thinks he's Chris Paul. So you go there. What's the point of us having Deuce? Why did Deuce? And this is what I've said. I don't care about the plus minus and the numbers. Tonight is an eye test night. Why didn't Deuce play more? What's the point of benching Josh Hart if we played the more minutes than we did in game 3 and game 2? He played more minutes tonight than he played in game 3 and then he played in game 2. Why do you bench him? They should have just left him starting. If the guy is allowed to make dumb mistake after Popovich him, right? Because I know Popovich, he's known for, oh, you're going to make 2-3 mistakes. Get out of here. Timeout. Go to the bench. What was the point, Alex, of making the move? We didn't see Mitchell Robinson much there to end the game.
Don't even get me started on that.
What's the point of making the move then? What was this all about? We've been bamboozled. Led astray, run amok. We got scammed by the head coach for game 4. What was the game plan tonight? This game had no identity. There was no plan. There was no rhythm. What was it? What was the formula for tonight? That was the most disappointing part. At least in game 3, you saw it. You saw the identity. Okay, the Knicks are trying to grind this out. The Knicks are trying to slow this down. The Knicks are trying to, with Wright. Okay, they're bringing Wright. They're trying to disrupt TJ McConnell. They're trying to put an extra body on Tyrese Haliburton. Like, you saw the identity of how they wanted to play game 3. What was the identity of how you wanted to play game 4? There was none. And I'm disgusted, man. It's so maddening that we go literally away from got us a road victory. And in the third quarter, you don't go to the bench earlier. In the third quarter, you don't even make a substitution. Honestly, I would have taken 2-3 guys out the way we started the third.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to coach tonight like it's game 7.
This was a brutal night for the team. For a team that was looking to get back into the series. This was a nightmare on so many fronts. The defense, again, just a carryover from game 3. And give credit to the Pacers, man. Let's give credit to where it's due. You know, I did not hear. I was wrapping up the watch party and coming home, so I didn't get to hear a lot of things. But look, give credit to Haliburton. He was spectacular tonight. He was dominant tonight. We'll put some respect on his name. Pascal Siakam, he was dominant tonight. We'll put some respect on his name. Miles Turner, at certain points, was really good tonight. They were great tonight. As a team, they were great. And so we'll give them that credit. But, you know, for a Knicks team that's trying to claw back into this thing, the defense was once again woeful, man. Starting with Mikal Bridges at the point of attack. He got picked apart. Karl Anthony Towns again in his spurts. The 2 quick fouls. You're hurting your team. The regular season, preseason type of fouls. The no discipline. This is game 4. This is game 4. And you know, you got Aaron Nesmith in the Cobra clutch. For what reason? Why? Why in the fourth quarter are you holding Miles Turner's hand? He's on the other team. Those things is just who we are as a team. The turnovers, you saw the worst decisions ever made between Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges. They were competing to see who could torpedo this team's chances quicker. Hart was brutal tonight from beginning to end. Unfortunate and surprising because he's usually a playoff riser. But I thought overall, when you look at the team's turnovers, I thought they got caught up in the speed and the pace. They got sped up badly, and they looked terrible. 17 turnovers leading to 20 Pacer points. You cannot. This is the number 1 team in the playoffs in transition. You have to be careful with the ball. They've been crushing the Knicks. This is not an aberration. They've been crushing the Knicks every single game in transition. You've got to take care of the ball to even keep it close. This is all we're looking for right now. We know their offense is prolific. You're trying to keep it close so that either Cat or Cap can get you back in the game. And you're killing yourself with turnovers. Time it like bonehead turnovers. 17 turnovers lead to 20 Pacer points. Hart, 5 turnovers, bro. It felt like, you know, Mikal Bridges only 3, but it felt like he was passing it to Pacers every damn possession. And then letting Haliburton cook him on the other end. It was a brutal night for those 2 guys. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. How Deuce gets 15 minutes in this game on a night when he's the hero of the last game is crazy. When they lost every quarter, the Pacers closed them out every quarter. First, second, third, fourth. They got closed out on everything. At the end of the second quarter, when Bridges and Hart are throwing the game away again, and the Pacers go on another run, I'm like, bro, this was like 3 minutes left in the second quarter. I'm like, bro, Mitch, Deuce, get in the game. They don't get in the game. 15 minutes for Deuce McBride tonight in a must-win game. Very weird. Even when Hart fouls out, like, all right, okay, Shamet, but where's Deuce? What was that? Out of everything, You have a game plan. You stick to your guys. You stick to Hart, this, that, and the third. How is it that Landry Shamet is closing the game? And it's not that he had a terrible game, but how is it that he's closing the game over Deuce, the hero of heroes of Game 3? I think Thibs is going senile here, man.
Did you hear Thibs' response for why Shamet closed?
I don't want to know. What did he say? I didn't want to hear it in the beginning. What did he say? Tell me. What did he say?
He wanted height out there.
How much taller is he than Deuce? Come on, man. Come on, man. But, again, no block nest, no Deuce. Crazy. My guy, Dylan Wright, showed you why he needed more minutes in the entire playoffs. Again. And then in the fourth quarter, as they're trying to come back, seeing Cap get one shot in crunch time killed me, bro. I stayed at Slate. I stayed at a watch party probably another extra 30 minutes because I had to just collect my thoughts. I couldn't believe how we just went out like that. The defense stunk. The decision-making was terrible, and Cap gets one shot in the entire fourth in crunch time. Like, I get it. Yes, you want to see him distribute and pass the ball and all of that, but this is a must-win game. I got to go down with my best player. Brutal, man. Brutal. Last on the list, yes, the refs sucked tonight. Absolutely, they did. They missed a ton of goals. Siakam hacked OG. Mathurin was a dirtbag tonight. The Mathurin play on Brunson, all across the board. They missed a ton of calls. I don't know what they were looking at tonight, but the Knicks buried themselves. Let's just keep it a bean. The Knicks buried themselves first, and the refs added on top. The refs put the final dirt on the tomb. The final dirt. It was almost like a crescendo. I came in, kind of quiet and mild-mannered. And then just recapping everything that happened tonight. It gets my emotions on boil, on edge. Because now we're like, all right, we're going to go back to the Garden. The initial reports right now, I'm hearing that Cat, he's walking okay. We'll see what happens tomorrow and the next day. But the way this team defends, the way that they make the decisions and the coaches' decisions, they don't put it together 48 minutes like a championship team, period. That's just the honest-to-God truth. Right now, we are hoping, against all odds, like my hat says, that this team can pull it together. But the reality honestly says otherwise. They don't play 48 minutes of good hoops. You can't defend, you're not going to win. Oh, the Pacers got them extra possessions in the end, didn't they? Right? Siakam, tip. Mathurin, tip. They got the hustle plays, right? How did Obi get that last three on the inbounds? Brunson's guarding his guy. Where's Mikal Bridges? He's lost in space. Here's Obi Toppin wide open for a three on an inbound. That's a team that's trying to win a championship. It's the same thing from the regular season, man. The top heaviness of this team is able to carry them so far and able to get them to overcome so many obstacles, but you can't keep going to that come from behind well, man. You can't. Especially when the stakes get higher. Look at what OKC did last night to the Timberwolves. Stomped a mud hole in them. You think you're going to beat that team? Making mistakes, turning the ball over? And can't identify a man in transition? Can't identify a man in the half court? That's the frustrating thing with this team. Is because they sometimes show you really good things. And then reality bites. in their lack of execution, the coach's decision-making. 15 minutes for Deuce. Is this a regular season game?
Key stats of the night, which is Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code KFTV to get up to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. Let's look at some of the key stats for tonight. All right. Unfortunately, we have to watch or we have to see that the Pacers won 130-121. Well, let's go through some of the other stats. All right. The Knicks won the rebounding battle 44-33. They lost the assist battle 29-17. They also lost the steal battle 11-7. Tied the block battle 4-4. Lost the turnover battle 17-11, according to NBA.com. And then we look at these shooting splits, man. We kept up percentage-wise. We kept up with them. All right. Pacers shot 51%. Knicks shot 46%. From downtown, Pacers shot 41%. Knicks shot 43%. Free throw line, both teams shot 84%. All right. This is where things started to go sideways. You look at the fast break points and off the turnovers, man. Pacers got out and ran and scored 22 points to the Knicks 9. You talk about second chance opportunities. Pacers get a slight edge 16-15. I don't know. Maybe someone like Mitchell Robinson could help with that. Points in the paint. Pacers won that battle too, 50-44. Maybe, I don't know. Mitchell Robinson again could have helped with points in the paint, but no. It's okay. He was just sitting out the entire fourth quarter, just getting some lemonade because Tom Thibodeau thought he should be done for the night. Then we go to the other stats. All right. So we're going to go to team stats right here. And then off the 17 turnovers that the Knicks had, they conceded 20 points. Could have been a lot worse, but hey, 20 points nonetheless. And for the Pacers, off their 11, only 9. Knicks just got to protect the ball, man. Got to do a better job protecting the ball. Game just, man, stats are just go off, JD. What do you think? I know you didn't want to go into stats because you could say it's by the eye test, but are there any key stats from tonight that you're looking at that just points anything out?
We out-rebounded them by 11. We had 13 offensive rebounds to their 5, although it didn't feel like it there. Tied in blocks. It's those damn turnovers.
Turnovers, man.
We conceded 20 points off turnovers. 17 to their 11. 6 more. And we conceded 20 points. They had 22 fast break points. And that's all I look at. I mean, bro, we shot 43% from 3. Bro, we shot 85% from the free throw. Mitchell Robinson made 2 for 2. Another game where he goes perfect and we lost. I just realized that. Another game. Mitch, can you miss a free throw next game? Maybe we'll win. Another game he goes perfect and we lose. You look at these shooting numbers, bro. We out-rebounded them. Out-offensive rebounded them. Out-defensive rebounded them. Same in blocks. It's those damn turnovers. And I say that to say it is absolutely an embarrassment. It's so, and if CP try to come in here and cat for Thibs, I'm walking off the show. If he try to come in and cat, bro, I look at these numbers and I'm like, that's the difference right there tonight. And you played the guy, you gave him, it's like every turnover he had, you said, oh, you just earned yourself 5 more minutes. Second turnover, you just earned yourself 6 more minutes. Third turnover, you just earned yourself 7 more minutes. It's like Josh Hart was in The Price is Right. It was unbelievable, bro. So to me, it was the turnovers and how many points we conceded off those turnovers.
And that's key stats of the night brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code KFTV to get up to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. People, let me tell you something about Underdog Fantasy and why we love it over here. It's fun, easy to use, and look, we like to think we know a little bit more than what Underdog's telling us. Or you know what I mean? So there's two things you can do on Underdog. Yeah, you can either make a ticket or do the daily fantasy draft. If you're making a ticket, all you got to do is just choose anywhere between 2 to 8 players, and you can mix and match across all sports: NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. You can even do PGA. You can even do soccer, man. You get all those sports included in this app to go create a ticket. Now, if you do choose one sport that you want to play off of, you got to make sure you choose 2 players at minimum from 2 different teams. And like I said, you can choose anywhere between 2 to 8 players. All you got to do is just choose higher or lower when creating your ticket on any given stat. So it could be points, rebounds, assists, a combination of all 3 or 2, and just what you think is going to happen in that game for that given night. So let's say for tonight, maybe you decide to be that. Maybe you're a Pacers fan. You're watching this channel right now. We got some Pacers fan in here. You said, you know what? I believe Haliburton's going to get over, let's say, 20.5 points. Well, lucky for you, he had a hell of a performance tonight. Man didn't have any turnovers, had over 30 points and 15 assists. Crazy night for Tyrese Haliburton. And you would have won. And then that's how you just go about it, man. And the cool thing is, if you don't believe that all your picks are going to hit, you can go the insured route. So that way, if you hit on a few, you still get some money in return. Now, as I said, there's also the daily fantasy draft. You can put on your GM cap, draft some players amongst any sport, and see if you're better than your friends or a bunch of randos and go earn some money. So Underdog Fantasy gives you 2 options to go play. Make sure to support our sponsor. Use that promo code KFTV to get up to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. They need to call Morgan & Morgan because, good Lord, somebody from that office has got to help how they're getting beat right now. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about Morgan & Morgan. Okay. They have with over $25 billion recovered over 500,000 clients. That's what Morgan & Morgan has done. They have recovered $25 billion over 500,000 clients and have a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. In Florida, a client received $12 million after the insurance company's best offer was $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million, a staggering 40 times the insurance company's original offer of $650,000. There's a reason why people choose Morgan & Morgan. It's because they continue to fight for you and me. All right. So for over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people. They have over 100 offices and more than 1,000 lawyers nationwide. When hiring Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring an army that has your back. If you are injured by the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. When you hire the wrong law firm, you may be beat before you even start. All law firms are not the same. All right. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/KFTV or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/KFTV or #law #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
Let's go to India. Hear from our guy Ashwin. Checking in. Ashwin, how you feeling, my guy?
There is a reason why Thibs is not married till now. Everyone knows what to do. Even an average Joe Smo knows what to do in this game, what adjustments to make. Everyone knows, but he doesn't. There can be only 2 reasons. Either he is paid off or he's mentally R. And you know what the R stands for. I'm not going to say it on the show. Josh Hart, forget the 5 turnovers. How many backdoors did he allow? How many threes did he allow? He is horrendous on offense and he's ghoulish on defense. I challenge anyone to show me a good game of Josh Hart against good teams. Not rebounds, good offense and good defense against a good team. Forget about elite teams. We keep saying that Cat and Brunson, they are bad defenders and it's not going to work. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, they are bad defenders, but their offense as a duo is elite. And the point is, who is stopping Brunson and Cat from playing 2-man game? Our coach. It's up to him. He is going to say, go play your 2-man. You design that in while practice and you go play 2-man game. He does not do that. Any coach with brain would notice Cat is doing somewhat decent job on Siakam. Then you can put OG on Halley because Mikhail is getting cooked. Thibs does not know what to do. It's just so basic of the most basic things that anybody can see. You close your game with Mikhail 3-pointers instead of Cat or Brunson. This coach has parasites in his brains, and I have lost every single respect for him. I have zero respect from him anymore. What I'm gonna say now, you may not like it, but shut down the roommates. So say hi on Josh Hart. He is a 30-year-old with zero offense, brain dead defense, and a bad knee. You are not gonna get anything from him anymore. You might think this is an emotional response. You might think this is an emotional response, but think about it. He is a 30-year-old with a bad knee, with zero offense and brain dead defense.
Now I'm bugging
What
out.
are you gonna get from him? There are so much callers in line. Thank you for taking my calls.
Yeah. Yo, my guy Ashton from India, be throwing bars out there. Rate that call in the chat. We international with it right now. 1 being trash, 5 being facts.
Man came through with a chopper.
With the he always does. Ashwin comes through and keeps it 1,000. Let's shout out another one of our sponsors of tonight, man. Shout out to our guys at Bear Mattress. Shout out to Will, man. Once he gets stitched up, he's going to need some sleep because he sounds a little aggravated. And Will, I would recommend you get a mattress from our friends at Bear Mattress, man. The number one mattress for the fans, by the fans, and for our fans out there. Go to bearmattress.com because if you use the code KFTV, you will get the biggest discount of all time. And that's 40% off site-wide, so it's a great deal. And the best thing about Bear Mattress, I mean, listen, investing in a mattress is one of the biggest investments that you will make in your life. We sleep for many hours. We got to recover and sleep and wake up the next day to shake off this bad Knicks loss. And so your mattress is very important. That's what I want to say. But the thing about Bear Mattress is that first and foremost, you take a quick survey, and once you fill that out, they will pair you with their best mattress based on your sleeping patterns, your sleeping habits, as well as your preferences. So with Bear Mattress, they paired me up with the Elite Hybrid. If you take a look at the reviews, 4.5 stars from the Elite Hybrid. And hey, I like it a lot. After I get done with this show, I'm about to jump on my Elite Hybrid right now because, I need some sleep after a rough game tonight watching these New York Knicks. And as you see, if you scroll down below on bearmattress.com, you will see that they are highly, highly recommended by many industry publications, men's magazines, so on and so forth, CNET, Men's Health, so on and so forth, man. So make sure, once again, you go to bearmattress.com, use our code KFTV for 40% off site-wide.